The height y of a jumping frog can be modeled by y equals negative 16x squared plus 4x, where x is the time in seconds since the frog jumped from the ground. How long was the frog in the air? So if it says how long was the frog in the air, we want to know how many seconds. And if we look at seconds, it says x is the time in seconds. So therefore, we know that we are solving for x. So if we figure out if y is the height, we want to know when he leaves and when he comes back down. So if we set this equal to 0, we should get 2 points when he was on the ground. Now I'm going to go ahead and move that over to the other side. So that would be 16x squared minus 4x equal to 0. This has a greatest common factor of 4x. When I take out a 4x, I'm left with 4x minus 1 equal to 0. When I set each term equal to 0, I get x equals 0, and I get x equals 1/4. 1/4 is 0.25. So what we know is that when the frog jumped, he was at 0 height and 0 seconds. And when he landed, it was at 0.25 seconds later. So that distance from 0 to 0.25, or that time lapse from 0 to 0.25, is 0.25 seconds. We need to find the dimensions of this rectangle given that the area is 33 feet. So again, if we want to find the dimensions and we know the area, let's find that area first. So that area is equal to that length times that width, right? So I'm going to go ahead and multiply that out. When I multiply that out, I get x squared minus 1x plus 7x minus 7. And if we condense that, we get x squared plus 6x minus 7. Now, if we're given that that area is 33 feet, I'm going to go ahead and take this 33 feet and plug it in here. So when I plug in 33 here, we now need to set this equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract this 33 feet. And what I get is 0 equal to x squared plus 6x minus 40. So now I need to factor this. I do not have a greatest common factor. So I am going to go ahead and write this as two binomials. I have things like 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 4 and 10, 8 and 5. I'm going to go ahead and try and use 4 and 10 to start. When I use 4 and 10, I need one of them to be negative because this is negative. And I'm going to put the negative with the 4 and the positive with the 10. And then just double check. That gives me negative 4x here and positive 10x there. That's correct. So I'm going to go ahead and set each of these equal to 0. When I set x minus 4 equal to 0, I get 4. And when I set x plus 10 equal to 0, I get negative 10. Now, if I go back, remember, this is what x equals. If I go back and plug that in, if I plug in negative 10, I get a length of a negative. So that doesn't make sense. So my x value must be 4. And so to find that length, I'm going to plug that in, 4 plus 7. And to find that width, I'm going to plug it in for x as well. So my length is 11 and my width is 3. So it's 11 feet by 3 feet.